In this video, I'm going to share with you some really useful verbal nouns that's going to make it easier for you to understand and create sentences. And don't forget to stay tuned until the end of the video for two important announcements. One, I'll be giving you a very useful acronym or abbreviation to remember these verbal nouns. And two, I'll be giving some details about a special video I'm making for my Patreon supporters. So I'll get into that in a little more detail at the end. Anyway, let's get on with it. So verbal nouns are really useful. They are the action part of the sentence. So for example, in English, run is the verb, but running is the action of doing it. So our first verbal noun in Irish is ag seasamh. Ag seasamh means standing. Tá sé ag seasamh sa toghcháin. He is standing in the election. Tá sé ag seasamh sa toghcháin. Next we have ag athrú. So ag athrú means changing. Ag athrú. And this is where the Irish word for climate change comes from. The Irish for climate change is athrú éráide. That literally means the changing climate. Athrú éráide. So, ag athrú. As an example, let's look at this sentence here. Tá an saol ag athrú. Life is changing, or the times are changing. Tá an saol ag athrú. Next we have ag ní. Ag ní is washing. For example, ag ní a cuid gruaige. Washing her hair. Ag ní a cuid gruaige. Ag athaint is recognizing. Ag athaint. Dlí ag athaint lá núnas. A law recognizing cohabitation. Dlí ag athaint lá núnas. Ag brishe is next. So this comes from the Irish verb brish, which is to break. Ag brishe means breaking. For example, dógur siad go raibh siad ag brishe suas. They announced that they were breaking up. Dógur siad go raibh siad ag brishe suas. Ag aimshiú is next. So ag aimshiú means locating or uncovering. Ag aimshiú. Ag aimshiú freagraí. Looking for or locating answers. Ag aimshiú freagraí. Ag umper is carrying. Ag umper. And this is where the Irish words for pregnant come from. So for example, ag umper cluine means pregnant, but it literally means carrying a family. Ag umper cluine. Next we have ag ri. So this comes from the Irish verb ri, which is to run. Ag ri. Ag ri means running. Chuaigh sé ag ri sa fork. He went running in the park. Chuaigh sé ag ri sa fork. Next then, ag tmáint. So ag tmáint means driving. Bhí sí ag tmáint go contúirteach. She was driving dangerously. Bhí sí ag tmáint go contúirteach. So let's look at the acronym or abbreviation now that's going to help you remember these really useful verbal nouns. You have to think of it like this. These verbal nouns are used in a sentence. Son Albert. Son Albert. So that means in the sentence in Irish. If we take the letters from these two words, son Albert, we're going to find our verbal nouns. For example, S means ag seasamh. A, ag athrú. N, ag ní. A again, ag athaint. B, ag brishe. A again, ag aimshiú. I, ag umper. R, ag ri. And T, ag tmáint. So hopefully this will be a really useful acronym to help you remember and to help you use these verbal nouns in future. I just want to say again a very big thank you to all my Patreon supporters. I really appreciate the support you've given me. It has been such a big help. And as a thank you, I'm going to be making a special video just for my Patreon supporters. And this will be a video on a new business I've set up. And I'm going to show you a little bit about this new business and how I'm promoting the Irish language within this business. For example, it has an Irish name and I try and use the Irish language in the shop on documents and on signs and all that kind of stuff. So I'll update you more on that in the next video. So if you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll be back very soon. Slongful. So our first verbal noun in Irish is and my other announcement is about Colorado gets its name from Spanish, meaning red, and it's said to have mean. Let's move on then to Colorado. The name Colorado. Next we have solace, which means light, and solas, which means comfort. So, next we have solace, which means light, and solas, which means comfort. Tá